Orkin for county supervisor, Tracy Freeze running for the state senate in the same area that Brenda is running. Tim Winter is running for the House over in Boone County. He has a little bit of Story County. He has Slater, and then up in northwest corner. Okay. I should also introduce our county chair, Jan Bauer. Where's Jan? Jan, wave and smile. Jan in the back there. Jan in the back. And co-chair John Klaus is up here in front. One other person who is, I guess, going to be running the office. Nathan, where are you? Okay, they're in the back. Wave again. This is the guy that you want to talk to. We'll be here every hour the office is open, right, Nathan? All right. And before I introduce our main speaker today, I wanted to make one announcement, which is that I'm going to be having an event. We finally nailed down the date. It's Sunday, August 12th. We're going to be honoring a couple of local heroes of mine, Kurt and Melinda Bauer. And the main guests, the special guests, are going to be Tom and Ruth Harkin. So Sunday, August 12th, 4 to 6 p.m. at Octagon. Invitations are going to be going out, and I will need some help stuffing envelopes for that later this week. So, but at the top of our ticket this year...
Herman! You forgot one candidate, a very important one.
Oh yes, J.D. Schulten, of course, who is not here because you'd see him, he would be scraping the ceiling. He's a tall fella, but he's a big man. He's going to take on a big task, and that's taking out Steve King. Okay, well, top of the ticket here in the state is the governor's office. We desperately need a new governor and new lieutenant governor, and the guy who's going to get it done for us is Fred Hubbell. Fred, come on up here.
Well, thank you, Herman, and thanks to all those local elected officials who are doing such a great job for all of us. We give them another round of applause. And we have a great Democratic ticket this year, all the way from the top to the bottom. A lot of really good people, Democrats, running for office. So it's wonderful to see this great turnout, because it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of energy every day, every way, all the way till November 6th. So thank you all for being here. That's the most important thing. So this is a pretty big election, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you've already seen what Governor Reynolds is talking about, and you see what we're talking about. We're trying to talk about how we can improve our state, move our state forward. And she's talking about everything other than her record. If she doesn't have a good record to run on, she doesn't have a vision for how to improve our state. All she can talk about is things that happened when I was in business 30 years ago, or you know, character attacks as opposed to defending a record. Well, her record is all about privatization of Medicaid, which is hurting thousands of Iowans all across our state. Underfunding education and reducing funding for Iowa State, the other region schools, and community colleges. Taking funding away from Planned Parenthood. Continuing to fund wasteful corporate giveaways, tax giveaways on an annual basis, and stripping collective bargaining rights from people all across our state. If I were her, I wouldn't want to run on that record either, by the way. And so she's not going to want to talk about those things, because she knows that a lot of Iowans don't like that, and they're not in favor of it. You know, I get a lot of questions now about why our fundraising results in this quarter were better than hers. And the reason is people are fired up, they're angry, they're mad, they're disappointed at what's going on in our state. And we're getting support from people all across Iowa. Every county, we have supporters stepping up to say, we don't like what's going on in our state, we want to fix it. She doesn't have that. She doesn't have the momentum, she doesn't have the energy, the enthusiasm, because people aren't excited about what she's been doing to our state. They're mad about it, they're angry. So what do we want to do? We're talking about how we can improve our state. And it comes down to starting first with investing in education. We need to produce balanced budgets that can help support the priorities that can move Iowa forward in the right way. It starts with education. We need to fully fund our K-12 schools, and we need to properly fund our regions and community colleges. college there. And all three of them are very frustrated and angry with what's going on, because they're seeing poaching, just like you're seeing right here with Iowa State. You know, when you don't properly fund your schools, other schools know that. Other states know that, so they start picking off your best teachers, your best administrators, and they're the ones that leave first, because they know that they're not getting the support from the state of Iowa. And that's going to hurt the future of our state, the future of education, the future of communities like Ames and Iowa City for years. So we need to properly balance the budget so we can fund our regions, institutions, and community colleges. And it can be done. We just need to put the budget behind the priorities. But healthcare is just as big an issue. We need to stop the privatization of Medicaid starting on day one. We need to invest in mental health and substance abuse, because that is the biggest crisis afflicting our state in every county, in every precinct, all across Iowa. And we need to make sure that we step up and start to restore funding for Planned Parenthood, restore collective bargaining rights, and give people a raise the minimum wage at the state level, and let communities like Ames or Iowa City, wherever, go higher if they want to. Put more local control. So we just have three priorities in the Hubbell Heart campaign. They're big, they're very important: education, healthcare, and incomes. If we focus on improving people's incomes in our state, then all Iowans are going to benefit. If we invest in education and healthcare, then every single community will be supported rather than reduced. Think about it. In every community in our state, the two biggest employers are education and healthcare. So when we've been reducing those systematically for the last several years, we're taking the best jobs out of every community in our state. We want to reverse that. We want to start investing in education and healthcare, so we help every single community get better quality jobs, better benefits. And then we also want to invest in infrastructure, housing, like you and I were talking about earlier, because every single county in our state has a shortage of affordable housing. And that's because we're not investing in the future. So our campaign is all about putting people first and investing in education, healthcare, and incomes all across our state, because that's how we can move our state forward. As I said earlier, and as Herm said, Herman can't do it alone, JD can't do it alone, neither can Rita and myself. We need people like yourself. We need a lot of boots on the ground. We need a lot of people who want to make phone calls, talk to their neighbors, talk to their relatives, make sure they get out to vote, get absentee ballot requests, get on the phones, and make sure that people are helping to volunteer. Because Democrats, if we get a better turnout in this off-year election than we have ever had before, there is no doubt about it, we will win. That's all it takes. The drop-off normally among Democrats during a presidential year, an off year like this, is substantial. So if we narrow that by 5 or 6 points compared to like the 20 that it normally is, we will win this election. So it all comes down to us. It really does. We have to get out there and meet with as many people as we can and let them know that we want to improve our state for the future, for all Iowans, put people first, and make those investments so our kids and our grandkids can have a better opportunity in this state, rather than move backwards with the extreme agenda that these Republicans are pursuing. So you're the key to the election, believe me, all over this state. And I'm thrilled to be able to be here with you today. I'm excited that we have so many Democrats and other people who are interested in helping change the direction of this state, so we need it. So thank you all very, very much. Thank you, Herman, for helping organize today. Thanks, Jay. I wish I could stay longer, but we're headed off to Marshalltown. You know, we've got some issues in Marshalltown. So we're going to go up there and spend a little time helping clean up Marshalltown, because they really need some help. So while you're doing your work here, we're going to be doing some work there. And together we can help rebuild Iowa and move us back in the right direction. Thank you all very much.
Fred, thank you for coming. This is a smart guy, all right? He's a successful businessman, unlike the guy in the White House. And the smartest move that he made in his whole campaign was to recruit Rita Hart to be the lieutenant governor candidate. Now, I have mixed feelings about that because Rita is a state senator, is one of my favorite colleagues. She's smart. She's on the education committee, teacher for 20 years, a farmer, 5 kids. This was a woman who knows how to get things done. And one of the things that she got done in the legislature, you know, when Trump started talking about putting tariffs on things and we could anticipate the trade war that might result, Rita got up, she wrote a letter to the president and asked her fellow senators to sign on to protest against the tariffs and the trade war and the impact that that would have on agriculture. And she got every one of her Democratic colleagues to sign that letter. How many Republicans do you think would sign that letter?
0.
None. Not one Republican senator in the whole of the Iowa Senate had the guts or the integrity to stand up for Iowa farmers, to defend their income, to defend their market share, to defend their ability to export their goods, to defend the history of Iowa, because we help feed the world. Donald Trump is getting in the way of that. Rita Hart had the guts to stand up, and none of the Republicans would join her. That's got to change. We have to have people with integrity in office. We have to have people who will stand up for all of Iowa, regardless of how they voted. We have to stand up for the kids and for the farmers and for the business people and for the teachers and for the public workers. We've got to stand up for this state and restore our proud traditions. So, Fred, thank you for running. Thank you for coming today. Nathan, did you have anything that you wanted to add as far as how people can volunteer, that kind of thing?
Yeah, come to me afterwards. We're gonna go out and knock on some doors, and we're just gonna be back here with clipboards. We'll hand them out. I don't need a microphone. I can speak loud enough. We're gonna go knock on some doors and make some phone calls today for Fred. So I'll be back here.
And one other person I should have acknowledged before, and I apologize, Ross Wilburn, who is here, who is candidate for governor. Ross used to be the mayor of Iowa City. Now he lives in Ames. That's called upward mobility. We're glad to have him here. And I see Ralph Rosenberg, former state senator and back by one of my favorite legislators. Okay, well, thanks everybody for coming today. We appreciate your help.